My friend! Oh, Busby is so happy to... so happy to see a familiar face. Busby left Shrenda's cradle as she said she would. Remember? This one new life would be hard outside the Adaptorium. She knows no one, you see. And with so much trouble in the land, there are few to help Busby along. You make it sound so terrible. Busby does... Busby does good work here, aiding the sick as best she is able, giving what she can to those in need, you see? A servant of Srendar should not need hearty meals and feather-down mattresses. You have a good heart, Walker, but no. Busby will never return to the Adaptorium, not after what she learned. You were right when you told her to go. Life in the city is a lonely struggle, but worthy tasks are never... never easy. Hmm? Oh, Busby is so happy.
Yeah.
Filthy, sour criminals. They'll be sorry.
Nisuzi welcomes you back, Walker. Did you finish the job? Bright moons! Our friends in the Adaptoriums will drop their sugar rolls when they see these. Now, a good deed deserves good pay, yes? Here you go, Walker. Come back soon. You are looking for honest work, yes? Or something like honest work? Nisuzi has a task for you. Musty old crypts do not frighten you, do they? No, 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 of course not. We need a 5-clawed warrior to settle some business in the Tomb of the Serpents. Nisuzi's clan often plucks Akaviri's snakeman relics from his tomb. Good for trading, you see? Some dungy wizard placed a hex on many of the relics. The spell draws minotaurs to the tomb. Minotaurs, Walker! Our soothsayer created a magic yowling powder to chase this enchantment away. We just need you to sprinkle it on the relics. Simple, yes? Walker, do not be shy. Come, come. See nothing but the wall.
Looking for work, Walker? There is more than enough to go around. Many Khajiit have a loose definition of what is legal and what is not. Older here included, but some take it too far. Take these two, Zavi and Akumjargo. They lead the pride of bandits on the Red Hands Run. Musk-arsed villains, both of them. Yes, believe me, all of Northern Elsewhere will sing your praises. Those two have nearly choked the life out of honest trade. Also, you'll probably find a pile of contraband in their lair. Skooma packed in crates and such. Smash it to splinters.
We need to stop these. The more dragons we kill before they spread, the better off everyone is. Come see me each day to join in on a dragon hunt. I assure you that a hefty reward is involved, too. I am grateful that you wish to help. We could use assistance stopping the spread of dragons beyond Elsewhere. Optimally, we want to stop them altogether, so any effort you can throw into this goal would be appreciated. Well, dragons need to eat, and when they find a source of food, we notice. Then, I share their current hunting grounds with those interested in taking them down. if you choose to help, I'd give you that information plus a reward when you're done. Thank you for helping. After you come back to me for your reward, I'm sure many would love to hear of your exploits. Dragons aren't exactly easy to kill, as you may know. People who hunt them alone don't often return. So, to prevent needless death, I coordinate dragon hunters. Mud crabs? Oh, you jest. To answer your question, Queen Irene is concerned that the dragon threat will spread beyond these lands. So, as has been successful in other venues, I hire folk to kill them. Simple, yet effective. Thanks for your help. Once you're finished, return here. Your efforts deserve recognition and recompense.
You love gold? Yes, Billy. Don't lounge about too long, Walker. Your prey awaits. They're siblings, or something near to it. People say one is smart and one is strong, but older here doesn't know which is which. In either case, their followers treat them like royalty and will die for them without a whisker twitch of hesitation. I'd bet my tail on it. You should maybe bring a few friends of your own, yes?
Are you aware of our patron, Saint Alessia? Her deeds? Her champion? Oh, another brave soul seeking the blessing of the White Strake. Though I am not as knowledgeable as Sacerdote Aloysia, I do know the account of Pelinal's mid-year massacre by heart. Indeed, it's quite popular. All the soldiers want double rewards for their efforts on the battlefield. It's Pelinal's mid-year massacre, celebrated by Imperials since the fall of the Aelids. We remember the White Strake's slaughter of elves at Helden Bridge, the key to capturing the Imperial city. Before it was Imperial, mind you. If you know the legend of Pelinal Whitestrake and Saint Alessia, you're on the path to understanding. If not, well, those who accept the blessing are renowned for their brave deeds in days thereafter. Surely that's something your people value. Holy Writ states that at the Battle of Helden, fierce Pelinal's face and hair were covered in the blood of righteously slaughtered Aelids. Anoint yourself likewise in honor of his prowess, and return to me. Once we preached Alessia's truth in the temple district of the Imperial City, before its siege and sacking by Molag Bal. Many fell, but many fled to carry on our work outside the city walls. He was the firebrand who led the fight for freedom against our brutal taskmasters, the Aelids. We hold that his actions were divinely inspired. The Bridge of Helden was one of his many victories, unifying the tribes of men against the elves. The elves sought to blockade the northern bridge, driving back Nords sent to reinforce St. Alessia's army. The White Strake, ever eager for elven blood, assaulted their lines and slew them, every one, before the Nords could even ready their arms. Once a slave, the dragon god himself inspired her to rise up and rally the men of Cyrodiil to overthrow their Ayleid masters. Pellinal and Morahouse were her trusted confidants, and, depending on their translations, either or both were her lovers. So, how was it? Speak! Do you feel invigorated, imbued with righteous power, or perhaps struck dumb with awe by a vision of St. Alessia herself? Go ahead, reveal to all your holy transmogrification! Oh, well, everyone's experience is different, to be sure. But don't let that keep you from getting out there and making a legend for yourself. The White Strake will walk in your steps and goad you to righteous fury! Though Pellinal is seen as a controversial figure by some, none can dispute the mark he left on our land and culture. And so we cry, Hail the White Strake!
Holy Saint Alessia. Friends, our Imperial blood is strong, and we can still see who our true allies are. We have come to remember and to inspire. Cyrodiil shall once more be free and victorious. Shall we fear these foes set before us? No! As the White Strake clove the elves asunder, so shall we drive our enemies from our land.
Daedra, she means. Metaphorical elves who are to us as the Ayleids were to our forebears.
It's rude to interrupt, Predicant. Blessed Alessia, guided by the Divines themselves, conquered this land and crushed the hedonistic Heartland elves under her heel.
Apologies, Your Reverence, but I've seen more than a few elves around the garrison. Couldn't we moderate the tone of the sermon?
We praise the White Strake, who was never moderate. And we speak to soldiers who value loyalty, and who know that to distrust an elf in Tamriel is simple common sense.
People say I am superstitious. I prefer to think of it as cautious diligence.
Want some advice? Don't take this too seriously. War is a game, Wayfarer. I don't know about you, but I intend to die laughing.
Though Pellinol is seen as a controversial...
Welcome! You stand amidst the Circle of Champions, a guild formed to test the greatest fighters of the realm in games of skill. Do you have what it takes? Of course. Now, we may have many games available. Which challenge would you like to know about? Team Deathmatch has always been popular. All that ceaseless bloodshed really gets the heart pumping. Just go into the field and attack as many players as possible. The more hits you get in, the more points your team scores. Anyone can claim a capture point, but it's a true test of skill to master domination. Seize and protect as many capture points as you can. The team with the most territory in the end wins. In this game, you must dominate your rivals or be dominated. Ever the curious one, eh? Good. Knowledge can be key to a decisive victory. What other challenge would you care for me to explain? Capture the Relic is one of our simpler games. You must seize your enemy's relic and return it to your base, all while protecting your own relic as well. Teamwork is the key to victory in this game, as you'll need a strong defense and offense. Chaos Ball sounds simple. You grab the ball and hold on to it for as long as you can. The longer you last, the more points you earn. It gets a bit more complicated when you're also running for your life, dodging swords and spells from the other team. Ah, one of my personal favorites. Unlike our other games where you must stand fast, Crazy King gets the blood really flowing. In this game, the capture point keeps moving. Keep your feet quick and your shields up. Difficult to win when you're dead.
All prices are fixed and all sales are final. You want to haggle? Go find a fruit salesman.
You won't find better equipment anywhere and elsewhere. Trust me, I've scouted my so-called competition.
Claws, fangs, blood, glory! What Khajiit does not love these things? You thirst for victory too, yes? You will need Bizdar's wares.
Welcome. You stand amidst the Circle of Champions, a guild formed to test the greatest fighters of the realm in games of skill. Do you have what it takes? Well then, let's see what you're made of. Participate in one of our games at any of our battlegrounds. Win or lose, doesn't matter. Just get your feet wet. I can offer you a greater challenge after you've learned the ropes.
A divine lives among us. Come and give thanks to him. Offer yourself to divine Alkosh and be saved. Aha! More faithful heed the call. You wish to go to Sunspire Temple and pray before divine Alkosh yourself? Natrara will take you. Oh! A wondrous thing, a true miracle. The Dragon King of Cats, Alkosh incarnate, has descended on the temple to lead his stray kin back to the righteous path. Will you heed his call? No, Walker, a god, the first of the divine litter, Alkosh. Maybe you know him by his other names. Akatosh, Dragon God of Time, Oriel, all aspects of the first cat. Have faith. When we reach Sunspire, you will see I speak the truth. Hop in my cart when you're ready for the journey, and I will take you to Priestess Shalani. Though it would behoove me to depart with a full cart. Perhaps you'd help Natrada gather more faithful. A dozen would do, but she will take you either way. She is an attendant of the temple who receives the newcomers that this one brings to Alkosh. Natrada is simply a faithful servant, but Shalani can speak for the temple if you have more specific questions. You may think Khajiit only worshipped the moons and looked to the little Tar for guidance, but there are many gods to whom we pray to or appease. Alkosh is chief among them, firstborn of the divine litters. Through him, all time flows. All the divines have a vital role to play, but you could say Alkosh's is the most important. Without him, time would not flow like a river that we mortals can sail, but sit lifeless or churn like a boiling pot. He keeps us from chaos and stagnation. Yes, he's come to deliver us from these turbulent times, but don't take it on my word. When you witness this miracle for yourself, all your doubts will fade.
more faithful answer the roar of the first cat. Come, come, welcome! Alkosh's booming voice reaches farther with every passing day, bringing new pilgrims for me to greet. Come, bring your offerings, and kneel before the great cat return. Yes, Walker. Divine Alkosh has returned to this perch to call the Khajiit who have strayed back to him. Though any who hear his word and obey are welcome here. Who is Alkosh? Gek! Little Tar has kicked sand over the first cat so long that his name is forgotten. Alkosh is the first divine, the dragon king of cats. Khajiit have strayed from him, but he's returned to right our path. Come, see for yourself. He has called his faithful to his temple, and you have answered. Once you lay your eyes upon divinity, everything will become clear. This way. Come, join in our worship and praise Alkosh's return. This is his temple, Walker. But not just any temple. It is built upon holy ground. It was on this summit that Alkosh stood and defended us from the white snake Pelinal. There would be no Khajiit left if not for his divine intervention. Indeed, Walker. Indeed. Long ago, the white snake terrorized the lands to the north. His hatred of elves knew no end, and they were so hungry for their blood that he saw elves where there were only Khajiit. Khajiit were nearly wiped out by his blind rage. The white snake stained the savannas in our blood. But Khajiit are natural climbers. They scaled this peak to escape the madman. But what he lacked in grace, he overcame with ferocity. Pelinal wrestled with the mountain until he too stood above it. Hearing Khajiit's prayers, Alkosh descended from the heavens like a shooting star. His battle cry split the sky as he cast the Crusader out of elsewhere, and the wound remains as a reminder of the debt we owe. Too few remember that since Riddlestar. If my words were enough for the faithful, then this temple would have overflowed with worshippers long ago. You may doubt my mortal tongue, Walker, but one cannot deny divinity when one sees it. Lay your eyes upon Alkosh, and all will be made clear. Too many Khajiit have been weaned on tales of Riddlestar, and too many years have passed since Alkosh first graced us with his presence. I feared I would leave behind an empty temple. But Alkosh heard my prayers and came to guide his wayward kin. To inspire faith, to restore his temple to glory. Alkosh will put an end to Khajiit's suffering and lead his people to stand united and strong again. He is the first cat, winged and glorious, radiant as the sun and eternal. It is only fitting Khajiit follow in his footsteps. Khajiit are close cousins to dragons, you know. Can you not see the resemblance? All the races are children of Nirni, but when Azura made Khajiit Khajiit, she made us in the image of perfection. Alkosh was swift and graceful, but also great and powerful, and clever, and wise. What else could be all these things but a cat? Are we not sleek as the dragon? Do we not have claws sharp as the dragon? Are our eyes not like those of the dragon? Azora was wise to conceal our true nature under silky fur, but we are as near to dragons as cats can be. Elkosh is a protector walker. Though many have shamefully forgotten him, he ensures the steady movement of the moons. Without him, Joan and Jode would be locked in place, and terrible things would slip through the lunar lattice. He has called his faithful to his death.
Perhaps you wish to take a vow of poverty and cast off all your worldly possessions. This one can...
Bubbles?
More fresh faces on their pilgrimage to the divine. Who among our preachers graced you with the good word? Ah, Natrada has a gift for spotting those with faith in their hearts. Let me be the first to welcome you to Sunspire, seat of Alkosh, the Dragon King of Cats. You must be eager to see him for yourself. Then present yourself to our bishop, Azinjo. With his blessing, you may proceed into the temple grounds and have your audience with the divine. May Alkosh grace you with long life and a clear path. Not long, but when I heard of Alkosh's return, I knew I had to come. Now I study the tenets of his faith under the tutelage of Azinjo. He has been here longer than anyone, the last of the original clergy. I am honored to keep the traditions alive. Our bishop is a kind and faithful servant of Alkosh. He's watched over this temple almost all his life. If it weren't for his diligence, the traditions of our faith might have died out. But because of his piety and determination, Sunspire is saved. The teachings of Riddletar became the central principles of the Khajiit, and Jacques Khajiit took prominence in their hearts. They forgot that before Riddaridata knew the Riddletar, Alkosh was there. Without him, Jacques Khajiit would be powerless. Because without Alkosh to keep the rhythm, the two moons cannot dance. If they cannot weave the lunar lattice with their movements, then nothing will protect us from Lorkaj and Anor. The bright moons have blinded too many from him. Now is not the first time that Alkosh has appeared before his people. He graced us with his presence on this mountain once before, in similarly dark times. Through his intervention, we were spared from death, and Sunspire was built for his veneration. Just so. To hear Azinjo tell it, this temple was once a thriving center of faith for the Khajiiti kingdoms, and with Alkosh's return, it will be so again.
I have votive items for all of Alkosh's holy rituals. They are yours for a humble donation to the temple.
This way, faithful. Divine Alkosh awaits your rightful adoration in the courtyard. You may join the prayerful in the courtyard when you are ready to witness the divine for yourself. Or you may pray with us here if you are not yet ready to see.
brace yourselves. To look upon divinity with mortal eyes may be too much to bear for the uninitiated. I have seen the Dark Elves, living gods. I assure you, they pale in comparison to true divinity.
A trick! He'll make slaves of you! Resist while you can!
Faithless. Put them in their place, then put them to work.
Don't resist. Olkosh will punish you.
Fool! This is our chance for freedom!
Merryvale has already done so much to heal my soul. Perhaps it is the sweet air or the friendly eyes of the farmers who live here. Perhaps it's just the serenity of small-town living. Yes, I do believe I'll stay here a while longer.
Minshok doubts that Raz remembers his old friend. After all, did he ever write? Did he ever visit? Not once. Not once. Now, this one is sure that Raz has more important things to do than grab a drink with his childhood friend. That bastard.
Work! Farmhands needed at Mother's farm! Roxargo's mother is very nice. He promises. Oh, Roxargo works so hard. You saw Roxargo's flyers, yes? Mother had him post them across the valley. Help wanted for Sweetwater Farmstead. Ah, Sweetwater, our home sweet home. Are you interested in a job? We need more farmhands. You see, our farmhands have gone missing lately. So, we need more. You ask a lot of questions, yes? Mother just told me to stand here and find more farmhands. So I did. You have questions? Talk to Mother at our farm. Her name is Kidea, though you should call her ma'am. That is only polite, yes? The farm is just up the road north of here. And don't worry if Mother seems cross. Raxargo's brother came home for a visit, and they have been arguing. The farmhands left. This one does not know why. Mother was very upset, so Raxargo offered to hang the flyers. And look, it worked! You came to help our farm. This one remembers that Verani was very unhappy. Kept talking about wanting to leave, but she is the only one, he thinks. If Verani does not return, Raxargo gets to keep her hand mirror. So he has that at least. Yes, it is a moon sugar farm. Very big, very busy. Well, was busy. Raxargo is the only one left to help now. His brother, well, brother only visits. Not very good at farm work. Oh yes, Mother wants brother to stay and help with the farm. It is our family's farm after all. But brother, well, he does not wish this. Raxargo does not know why. What sleeker home can be found than in Maryvale? The farm is just up the road north of here. And don't worry if Mother seems cross. Raxargo's brother...
Did you hear that Razandar is back in town? Oh, it's been years since Majadi saw him. And now he's back, handsomer than ever. This one didn't even think it was possible.
Kidea means no rudeness, but she hasn't time for visitors today. Best to seek company elsewhere, yes? It is true. Workers were happy and plentiful, but now? Moons be praised if half our workforce remains. You look clever. Perhaps you could investigate our missing farmhands? Mizum, owner of Fragrant Moon's plantation, sought to buy our farm after the last harvest. This one refused. Kidea suspects he now bribes away her workers in order to make this one desperate enough to sell. So kind of you to offer. But take Kidea's eldest son with you, yes? He returned home recently from Moon's Nowhere, and now he lies about like a slug. Find the lazy Khajiit in the cave up the hill, just north of the farm. It's about time Kidea's layabout son helped around here. He may be clever, yes, but when it comes to farm work, you would never believe he was born and raised in Maryvale. At least Raxargo has the decency to help his poor mother. Yes, he hasn't lifted a paw around the farm since he came home. He's a traveler, he tells me.
But where does he go? What does he do? All he says is that he cannot say. Just like his father, that one. For better and worse. Kidea loves her little rascal, of course. But why can't he stay at home and help around the farm? As the eldest, this farm should go to him when this one... Oh, no. Apologies. Kidea did not mean to bring up such matters. He is the oldest farmer in this valley. Been growing cane since this one was a kitten. And Kidea is now... not as young as she once was. But make no mistake, Mizum's mind remains as sharp as a serpent's fang. It is possible. No workers means no crops, no profits. Who benefits from this? Mizum, who has wanted to buy Sweetwater for many years. No. Accusing Mizum with no proof would only give him an opportunity to smear Kidea's name. Bad for business. That is why she sends you to find evidence. Only then can she confront Mizum. It's about time Kidea's layabout son helped around here.
Mother! Roxargo found a new farmhand!
Yes, sweet one, thank you. We're going to look into our troubles right after they wake up your brother.
Brother is still sleeping? Roxargo rose at dawn and has been working hard all day!
If only your brother were as dutiful as you.
This one hopes his brother will be of help to you. Unfortunately, he is not very useful. Not like Roxargo.
Hello there.
Everyone says the farmhands are just leaving. But why haven't any of them said farewell? Why do they leave their possessions behind? There's something in the sugarcane. Shazari knows it.
Lanasi cannot help tend the fields due to her size, so instead she balances books and helps the farmers with their finances. She does also tend to catch the occasional mouse, but that is just between us, yes?
is there. This one's head may ache, but that does not mean he cannot defend himself. do not look like a robber, so Raz would appreciate it if you kept your voice down. I need a moment to clear my head. Say, why have you barged into Raz's den unannounced? She would trust Raz with such a task? That does not sound like Mother. Unless she just wants to get Raz out of this cave. No, don't answer that. Well, anything is better than farm work, yes? Raz will be happy to help. Mizum has wanted to get his paws on Sweetwater for years. If Mother can't keep the farm operating, Mizum can buy it and gain control of the valley's moon sugarcane. We need proof. Meet Raz outside the Fragrant Moon's plantation. At last! Something here that's worthy of Raz's attention. Let's get to the Fragrant Moon's plantation and see what we can dig up. Mizum's farm occupies the southern side of the valley. The big house with the walls around it. Old Mizum is a miser. Doesn't want anyone interrupting him while he counts his gold. Raz will meet you there. You have met Raz's family, yes? Mother has never approved of this one's occupation. She suspects he is a wandering beggar or some such nonsense. As you can imagine, this puts quite a strain on our relationship. Roxargo is... he has been at Mother's side for far too long, tied to her apron strings. Besides, he has a particular disposition. Raz watched him lick an entire bowl of marbles once, all because this one told him that one of them was candy. It's not a cave, it's a den. And Raz is on vacation. So yes, Raz drinks and lazes the time away. How did Mother put it? Yes, like a slug. If you knew what Raz's days were usually like, you would understand why Raz needs this break right now. Mizum's farm occupies this... At last! Something here that's worthy of Raz's attention. Raz is glad you made it. He was about to proceed without you. Now remember, we need to be stealthy. The fewer guards that notice us, the fewer guards we'll have to kill, yes? Mercenaries, actually. In addition to gates and walls, Mizum hired the Red Hands to patrol his land. They're not the type to ask questions before they try to kill you. Best to slip in unseen. Ledgers, documents, contracts, anything that proves that Mizum bribed the farmhands. Or perhaps we will grow lucky and find a journal. Over the years, Raz has discovered that many villains enjoy documenting their nefarious plans. One more thing. Try to avoid unnecessary murder, yes? Not that the Red Hands deserve mercy, of course. But any messes you make, Raz will need to clean up. And Raz is on vacation. Besides, Mother wouldn't take kindly to killing the neighbors. Lead the way, Five Claw, but be stealthy. Raz will be right behind you. Mercenaries from Pelitin. Clawless thugs who will do anything for a price. Thievery, kidnapping, even murder. They also deal in the slave trade. Mizum must be truly desperate to hire them. It's likely the mercenaries stick to regular patrol patterns. We can take advantage of that if we're observant. Just watch where they go and which direction they look. And if you spot a place to hide, use it. Lead the way, Five Claw, but be stealthy. Raz will be... Remember, we need evidence of Mizum's involvement in the missing farmhands. Documents, ledgers, contracts, anything that makes him a suspect.
Guard!
This
Intruder!
creature was
Guard!
attacked by something unnatural. That much is clear.
I called the guards and they're on their way.
Do not let yesterday take up too much of today.
So, moon sugar disappears from Mizum stores as well. Interesting. Remember, we need evidence of Mizum's involvement in the missing farmhands. Documents, ledgers, contracts, anything that makes him a suspect. Raz has been away from Maryvale for quite some time, but he never saw a beast with claws such as this. No, this comes from a creature that's not native to elsewhere. Perhaps not native to Tamriel at all. If what Mizum writes is true, Mother's theory has some issues. If moon sugar thieves have hit this plantation, then Mizum has troubles of his own. Still, he could have bribed Mother's farmhands before the thefts began.
First, Muzum loses moon sugar. Now his farmers won't work. What nonsense.
There is something out there, Mizum. Some sort of beast.
Bah! A beast! This one sees no beast. All he sees are lazy Khajiit who make up foolish lies.
The farmers of Maryvale are... Let's return to Mother's farm and discuss what we learned. Let's return to Mother's farm and discuss what we learned. Something more dangerous than terror birds or sench lions, that's for sure. The farmers of Maryvale learned to deal with those sorts of beasts long ago. Perhaps. Unfortunately, that doesn't give us any additional information to help us identify the creature. Old Mizum is dealing with missing moon sugar, scared farmhands, and a mysterious beast. Perhaps he and Mother suffered the same problem, yes? A creature prowls the sugarcane fields. Something far deadlier than a terror bird. If this is true, then Raz fears the missing farmhands reside in the belly of this beast. And so will many others, if we don't put a stop to it. You must visit Honeybreeze Homestead, another moon sugar farm in the valley. If Raz is right, Jedolthol will be suffering from the same problem as Mizum and Mother. The farmstead is just across the bridge, on the southern side of the valley. In the meantime, Raz will try to convince his family to stay out of the fields. Perhaps they will be reasonable today. That would be a welcome change, yes? Anything that proves this beast exists. Corpses, tracks, strange residue. With luck, Jedolthol will have even seen this creature. Him or one of his 3 lovely daughters. Ah, Jedolthol's daughters. Raz wonders if they still remember him. Does Raz seem like the type to kiss and tell? Well, not while sober, at least. Now that this one thinks about it, he may not have left things on the best footing in regards to the daughters. Particularly when it comes to certain promises. Raz admits to succumbing to the folly of youth in his younger days, though after so many years, this one assumes they have forgotten about such things. The farmstead is just across the bridge, on the southern side of the valley.
Razum, your mother sends you to find our missing farmhands, and this is where you end up? Our house?
We already searched Mizum's plantation. Raz came back to warn you about...
Excuses. And this one thought you learned more in your travels than which tavern served the cheapest ale.
You better go, Five Claw. This may take some time.
Perhaps you have been more helpful than this one's vagrant son. Talkidea, have you made any progress with our missing farmhands? And this one supposes that Razum was the one to suggest this plan? He just wants to make eyes at Jadathal's daughters, despite how much his own mother suffers. Fine. But you will watch him, yes? Make sure that Razum stays out of trouble. This one had enough hardship cleaning up his mess the first time he left us. At least the moon's blessed Kidea with one dutiful son. Perhaps you have been more helpful than...
This is good meat. Rakzargro would offer you some, but he dropped it earlier.
Go ahead and live while you still can. Oh, if only Raz was so lucky.
Don't know what Mizum was thinking hiring the Red Hands to guard his farm. They're more likely to end up robbing him blind than protecting his property.
Please! Someone help! A monster is attacking the farm!
Oh, Raz does not like the look of this.
It cornered Jadathal, chased his daughters into the field. You have to help them. A monster! I heard it! It roared loud enough for Alkosh to hear. I ran, but the noise must have startled the local animals as well. A lion nearly took my arm! Please, you must help Jadathal. He is hiding just ahead.
Quickly, go on ahead and find Jadolfo. Raz will help our friend here. Go, find Jadolfo. Raz will see to the injured farmhand. Go, find Jadolfo.
Moons above, let Jedothal's family be safe. Please, please, Jedothal begs. You must rescue his 3 daughters from that horrid beast. They should just be west of here up the path. You must find them before that monster does. Jedothal was only able to catch a glimpse of it as he ran. But what he saw was unnatural. It was an enormous beast, with a mouthful of fangs and a thick leathery hide. Oh, why has such a thing come to our peaceful home? Please be quick. Jedothal fears his daughters are in grave danger.
These beasts should thank the moons that they found me without my bow. I'd make quick work of them if I had it on hand. Have you seen my father, by chance? He's a kind man, but not very quick. I fear he may have come to harm. Of course, I'll make sure he stays safe. Have you also seen my sisters? I tried my best to lead them to safety, but they scattered in their panic. Then I must ask you to find them. My sisters are not fighters. They will need your protection far more than I. For now, I'll make my way back to my father.
The fragrant Pascheroni. Raz is glad to see you safe.
Hello, Raz. I didn't know you were back in Maryvale.
Well, yes. Come, let Raz lead you to safety.
Very well, but do not think you can just slip away again. We have much to talk about.
Raz will make sure she gets to safety. Best if you go on ahead, yes?
Don't worry about me, Rook. Even without my bow, I still have claws.
By the moons, you have to help me. A monster attacked our farm. My father ran, but I do not know what became of him. Ah, thank goodness. Have you seen my two sisters as well? We separated in our panic, and I fear for their safety. Oh, I'm happy to hear that, but I'm still worried about my remaining sister. Please, could you find her? Preferably before that monster does. Raz, you're here?
Of course. You are safe now, sweet Nura. Raz will get you to safety.
The two of us behind the mill reminds me of old times, old promises.
Let's talk about that later. Much later.
Please do not worry about me. I am a very fast runner.
Raz will make sure she gets to safety.
Have you seen my father, Jadathar? I've been searching for him, but I wasn't able to make it very far. Thank the moons. And have you possibly seen my two sisters? I seek them as well. What a relief to hear. I feared the worst when I heard that monster attack. But it seems that we have been blessed with bright moons this day. I remember a voice shouting commands. An Imperial, perhaps? Though what an Imperial would be doing on our farm, I do not know. I did see the monster head for the cave up the hill. It may still be there.
Ah, the beautiful Banji. It is good to see you alive and well.
Raz? At last you have returned to me. Oh, I knew you would keep your promise.
Ah, yes. Raz is keeping his promise, of course.
I will be vigilant, yes. I will be very, very vigilant.
Raz will make sure she gets to safety.